do best.
Yep.
We are going to run the hell out of the football. And, of course, we're going to pass here or there. We're going to do a lot of jet sweeps and get outside. Great game plan and get outside with our speed. And we're just going to pound the rock and pound the rock and pound the rock until they give in. And that's what happened to the Buffs defense. They got tired. They got wore down.
Yeah, they did.
And they gave up a huge play at the end of the game. That's what happens when you're out there too long. That's what happens when you get out physical.
Yes.
That's what happens when you don't have a good scheme in play. For Robert Livingston, I thought that we were going to see a lot more blitz packages, a lot more pressure going on a team that's going to run the ball majority of the time.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, like if I were to summarize Friday night's game and reduce it down to its simplest form.
Not good enough.
Okay. I would say it was a team with an identity versus a team that doesn't have an identity. Yet, anyway. Yet. And I like these were questions that we asked coming into Friday night, and I don't have any answers of who the Buffs are, especially offensively. I have no idea. And then defensively, we talked about, I said my single biggest source of optimism for the 2025 Buffaloes, I'll put it in 2 words, Robert Livingston. And what he has done with that defense has been remarkable. But that's what Georgia Tech wants to do. Haynes King was running for 10 touchdowns last year, 11 touchdowns the year before, 21 touchdown runs in the last 2 seasons. He is anywhere in the last 2 years between 600 and 800 yards rushing.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. So for him to come in and run for $156, no other running back had more than 65 yards. It was the Haynes King show.
But
3 touchdowns.
When you're watching the game, the creativity of that offense for Georgia Tech,
it's really cool.
The misdirection,
Yeah.
The pullers pulling two a guard and a tackle, having the jet sweeps, it confuses a defense, and it's easier to run the ball when you have the defense eyes going everywhere but
Totally.
the quarterback or the running back.
And even on the game winning run, it's a fake toss that jerks some heads that way.
And that's what it's all about. It's disguising your plays and running the exact same play, but maybe it's a little bit of fluff. They call it fluff. And maybe it's 2 pullers going one way, but you're going the opposite way, which happened with the second or first touchdown for that quarterback. It's just being creative. That's something that the Buffs offense is not doing a great job of, is being creative. And over time, if your offense cannot stay on the football field and your defense is always out there, they are going to get tired. And when you have a team that their identity is just running it down your throat, being physical, being aggressive, you have to be ready for that fight. And if you're not ready for that fight and you get tired, and I thought that the Buffs were going to have more depth. I thought their depth was going to show against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. That wasn't the case.
No, it wasn't. And so, like, the if I were to explain to someone who didn't see the game at all what went down and how it went down, I would lead the conversation with the turnover sequence in the first quarter. That was a massively missed opportunity, all right? And when they punted for a second time at midfield after the 3rd turnover, and they had just punted after the 2nd turnover, all right? And it's a short yardage scenario at midfield. The analytics are telling you to go for it. And I don't know where this is on like the if we're going to do like a hierarchy of things that went wrong. I don't know where this would fall, but the lack of faith in the Buffalo offense from Deion Sanders. These last 2 years, there's no way this would be a topic. It's we trust Shurmur, we trust the offense. It's 4th and 2 from the 47. We're going for it. All the analytics say that, your gut's saying that, your undying belief in Shurmur Sanders. But with this group, there is not the same level of trust, and maybe Deion's watched it for the last month in camp and they haven't earned it or whatever.
Well, one, you just said it earlier. You trust Shurmur, you trust Travis Hunter. You've been around them your whole life. You know what they can be. You know what they can do. For Kaiden Salter, you don't know enough when it comes to game time situations. But also, you said you trust Shurmur. You never said you trust Pat Shurmur.
No,
never.
Never.
I don't believe Coach Prime trusted Shurmur last year. He trusted his son.
Yeah.
And we saw some clips with the son in the huddle, Shurmur Sanders changing his plays.
Correct.
Doing different plays other than what Shurmur wanted called.
He was the CEO. Shurmur was the CEO of his own offense.
You don't have Shurmur now.
No.
And so for Coach Prime, it's like, do I trust Shurmer in the offense right now when I still don't know the identity of this offense? Or do I trust Robert Livingston, who helped me out last year and saved me in a couple games? Like, I'm going to take my chances with the defense than with my own offense right now because I just don't trust Shurmer. But that's what it looks like out there.
But I would say this: when your running back is averaging 6 yards a carry, and you have two of them, one in Michael Welsh and the other in Simeon Price, I don't know.
Who does that fall on? Does that fall on Prime, or does that fall on Pat Shurmer saying, "Hey, let's stick with this? Is your offense? We're running your scheme. Why aren't we sticking with the run?"
I would put it on both of them. Pat Shurmer is not creative at all. He did a really bad job of getting the football into the hands of playmakers, but also the buck stops with Deion. He is the CEO of the Buffs, and if you feel something or instinctually want to speak up,
your team.
You're the head football coach. So like it's those moments, going for it or not going on a 4th and 2, right? Deion's not calling the plays offensively. He's not calling the plays defensively. You're there for moments like that to manage the game. And, so I think that some of it's on Pat Shurmer, some of it's on Deion.
Deion needs to trust his coaching staff. That's one thing I would say Mike McIntyre did. He trusted the players, especially 2016, but he also trusted his coaching staff. I will never forget. It's 4th and 1. We're playing against, was it Washington State? And I messed up in that game. I had like 2 fumbles. He looks at me and says, "Phil, I trust you. Finish this game." That's what you need. Coach Prime needs to find a way to trust not just his players, but the coaching staff. Shurmer to do the right things. And until he can build that trust with each other, with the coaching staff, with the players, he's going to continue to struggle. Because there are going to be moments where it's like, what do I do? Do I punt this ball and put my defense back out there that's tired? Or do I roll the dice, go with this offense, trust my quarterback because at some point I'm going to have to trust him anyway, or I need to move on and put Juju in there, and you go with it. Life's all about choices. Football's the exact same thing. Making the right choices at the right times, that's what this is all about.
Dante, you said you had something here?
Oh, yeah, it was just Deion talking about Pat Shurmer.
Oh, and then that was from the question today. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and fire that. This is just from a little bit ago, earlier this afternoon. Deion Sanders, the direction that he took the question when asked about Pat Shurmer.
It's funny that you start out with Coach Shurmer. We gave up over 300 yards, darn near 400 yards rushing. It's ironic to me. It seemed like you guys just pick and choose who you want to target. That's cool. We didn't lose the game because of Coach Shurmer, Coach Livingston, or one specific thing. I got to do a better job. I'm preparing my team, challenging my coaches to go to the next level. That's on me.
Okay, well, it's good to hear Deion take a little bit of accountability, all right, because he did not do that for the end of the game sequence. But yeah, I mean, he you hear him at the start. Like, it's ironic that, like, you guys are asking me about Pat Shurmer. We gave up 320 yards rushing, but that's the first question. And I do believe that a bit of the Bronco experience gets held against Pat Shurmer because it's so close proximity. It's 45 minutes up the road from where he was an offensive coordinator, and he was not creative then. But it's also, that's part of the evaluation. We know Pat Shurmer a little bit more intimately than the rest of the country.
But Zach, it's not just about him with the Denver Broncos. It's him with the Giants as the head coach.
Totally agreed.
It's him before that.
Agreed.
He's had multiple opportunities to be an offensive coordinator and a head coach, and it just wasn't good enough.
Nope, agreed.
And that's why the NFL had to move on from him, which is fine. It happens to everybody. Then Shurmer found himself in the college level, had an opportunity last year, took advantage of because you did have Travis Hunter and you did have Shedeur Sanders, but now you don't have them anymore.
No.
You have to be creative in the college world now. RPOs, quick game, stick with the run, stick with what's working for you. And Shurmer didn't do that enough. You have Welch, who I believe is a solid running back. I love how he runs the ball. Number 29, get used to his name, Welch, Michael Welch, because he's a tough-nosed runner that can move the chains. Why did he only have 11 carries?
Good question.
Why are we not utilizing Salter to his strength, which is RPO, run pass, but more running than passing? For Shurmer moving forward, it's more of like, your identity has to be the strength of your team, which is running the ball with this big offensive line that's averaging 325 pounds. And I understand, and I'm glad that Coach Prime went to bat for Shurmer and saying, hey, look, it's not just on him. The defense gave up 320 yards, but it goes hand in hand. When your offense is not staying on the field long enough, your defense gets tired. And now they can't work at the best of their ability because now it's either a 3-and-out, they're tired, they're not locked in as much, and then when it comes to the end of the game, when you need them the most, they shut down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the quarterback breaks for a 40